We create our own reality. Our life is a reflection based on our thoughts, because our thoughts will become our feelings, and how we feel is how we will act, and how we act will be what we will attract, and therefore reflect. But many of us have no idea that we are such powerful beings. We have conformed into lives that are given to us. Many people believe that they are set in their beliefs and that they can never change because it's just who they are. But who you are is not a definite thing. Otherwise you would still play with blocks like you did when you were a baby, because that's just who you are. But somehow we believe when we are adults that this is just who we are. And we are set in our ways. And when we believe we are set in our ways, we will not be open to learn new things. So basically we live a very closed life. Because if you believe that this is just who you are, you will never really do anything new anymore. You will take action based on who you are for the rest of your life. And if you keep acting the same way, you will keep attracting the same things. And many people don't understand why, because they keep trying things. But if you keep trying things with the same attitude you always have done, you will never really create any new experiences. Therefore, it's really good to understand that your identity, your persona, is not something definite. The same as that you were still growing when you were a kid, you are also still growing as an adult. You don't really see it per se physically, unless you become a lot older, when you start to become gray and all that. But in the meantime, many people are not really changing, because we tell ourselves that this is just who we are. Why do you always buy blue t-shirts? Because I always have done that. Why do we always eat broccoli on Friday? Because we always have done that. My parents always did that, so I do that too. We conform to things that make us feel comfortable. But that doesn't mean that you cannot expand your persona, expand your identity. Today you might like the color blue, but tomorrow you can like the color red. But often we do not like this because making a new decision makes us feel weird inside. Because we are creatures of habit, and we use material objects and situations as a way to identify ourselves. That's also the reason why you feel resistance when you try anything new. Because it's not in your comfort zone, and therefore your inside will tell you, hey, this is not something we usually do. This might be scary. Be careful. It is just a signal to protect you. The same as when you started to learn how to drive. You were open, you were seeing everything, you were aware of everything. Because it was new to you. And now 3 years later, you're not even looking at things anymore and you're just driving from A to B without noticing. That always happens when something becomes comfortable to you. But at one point in our lives, we stop making new decisions. We stop learning new things. I see this so much around me. People are just too afraid of making new choices because it makes them feel uncomfortable. But that is all part of life. It is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable because it's supposed to teach you something. Because if you would do something new in a subconscious way, you would not absorb it. And therefore you will not learn from it, and therefore you cannot add it to your new identity. So your inside is just there to warn you and protect you. But you are still the boss. You just have to make the decision that you are the one in charge. Not your thoughts, not your feelings. You are in charge of what you want to do with your life. It is okay to feel uncomfortable every now and then. That just means that you are expanding. That just means that you are growing. You are an incredible being. You can do so much in this life. You can learn so much, you can do so much things, and you can have so much fun and joy in your life. Do not let a little bit of discomfort hold you back to have a wonderful, magnificent life. Understand yourself. Today you like the color blue, tomorrow you might like the color red. And that is okay. It is okay to try new things. Many of us will not even try new things because they feel like they already are done. So it might be that you're very into football and then somebody invites you to play tennis. And then you say no to it because no, I'm a football player. I don't play tennis. Why not? Many people actually are like this. Because they identify themselves as a football player, so therefore they are not open to do anything else. And also they judge themselves because no, I cannot do that. Of course you can't, you have never done it. And that is okay, because it's just going to be a new experience where you're going to learn new things. When I was younger, I did not want to go to the gym. You know why? Because I did not feel comfortable. I did not feel comfortable with people that were already really muscular, really fit, and already trained there for 5 years. And because I was judging myself and comparing myself, I didn't want to go to the gym because I felt like a loser. Eventually I got over myself and went anyways. But this is really how we talk to ourselves. We are afraid of doing new things in life because we are afraid of how it makes us look. Our ego. We are afraid of looking like losers. We are afraid of not being good at something. Because you are good in football and people praise you for that, so you feel really comfortable with that. And therefore you don't want to do tennis because you might really suck at it. And therefore you judge yourself and compare yourself to people that are good at it. And therefore you actually push it away. And we do that with many things in life. One real truth about life is that every time you do something new in your life, there's a little moment that you're not going to be so good at it. Sometimes you find something that you're really good at from the start. But most of the time, you just have to go through a little discomfort in order to get better at something, in order to fit in somewhere. I remember taking a job with my uncle. My uncle installs air conditioners. And I didn't know anything about air conditioners. So before I went, I was really afraid of going because I was telling myself, I don't know anything. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you install things. I don't know anything about the machinery. I don't know how to use tools. And because of that, I created unnecessary fear and resistance before I even started. And of course, my uncle knew that I didn't know anything about it and therefore taught me bit by bit. But in the beginning, I felt resistance because I felt that I already needed to know a lot about it. Sometimes you have to suck in order to grow. Sometimes you have to first get better before you fit in. Do not talk yourself out of making new decisions in your life. You are a wonderful being and you are capable of much, much more than you are doing right now. So say yes to a little bit of discomfort. It's just making you grow into an even more magnificent being. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. In the meantime, have a wonderful, awesome, amazing and blissful day. Pacha peace.